interview about social events and outings at UCO. So could you tell us your name and position here?
Yeah, I am Ellen Ng, and you spell my last name E-N-G-H, and I'm the Assistant Director for Student Engagement for Campus Activities.
Alrighty then, let's begin. Right, the first question is, what is your opinion about the party scene at UCO?
So this is my first year here at UCO, and I've seen our students, I think that it occurs more than what people see, but I haven't seen it be a big impact on, any of our campus programs or anything like that. I think weekend programming becomes very hard because people like to do other things, whether that's go home or go out. And so doing a lot of things in the evenings and on the weekends is a little bit harder just because students have other priorities of wanting to do other things, whether that's going to a party or going home for the weekend.
Okay, so how would you describe the character of the students in terms of socializing at UCO?
I think one of the hardest things is stepping outside of your comfort zone, and so that's why we do a lot of different programs throughout the day, because I advise our student programming board, so it's why we do a lot of daytime programming, and we always hope that students can interact in line while they're maybe waiting to make your own fish tank, and make some new friendships or create environments where people can meet new people, because I think it can be a little intimidating and a little bit hard at first. So I always feel like that's our goal of our office as a whole, is to create environments where students can meet new people and interact with others that they typically wouldn't.
How do you think the character of the UCO students affect the social life on campus?
So can you repeat it one more time for me?
How do you think the character of UCO students affect the social life on campus?
I think that our student, the UCO student that we have here is a very, many of them have to work very hard and are paying their way through college too, and so I think that definitely impacts some of the different things that they do, but I think it also gives them, they're a very hard-working character, so I think sometimes it hinders what they can get involved with or the events that they can go to, at least within our campus activities area. I've definitely seen that a little bit, but I think overall students want to have opportunities to get together and socialize, so I feel like UCO students do a good job of trying to come together as a group, whether that's through activities or just informal interactions.
And then, in what way do you think the location of UCO affects the social life of students?
I think it's a blessing in disguise, and I don't think all UCO students would maybe see it that way, but I think it's nice that we have Oklahoma City right there. I think it can be a hindrance to UCO sometimes because it draws students away from the campus a little bit, but I think it's an awesome opportunity for them to experience things that maybe they don't have back home or just don't have in their hometown areas. So I think that's a nice thing, but I think it definitely can draw students away from campus and from sometimes the things that we're doing here, because there's bigger and better things in Oklahoma City, which isn't far away. But it's nice that they have the options to do those things.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about Edmond, as it being the Bible Belt and everything. How do you think that affects the parties at UCO?
I think it ultimately comes down to, for me, and I think about when I went through college and how I see students go through, is a lot of times they're trying to figure out who they are and what are their value set, because until now many of them have come from, like you said, since we're the Bible, but many a pretty Christian household, maybe more conservative values, and so now they're in a new environment away from parents and can kind of make up their own value set. So I think sometimes that will cause students to want to go out and experiment and try new things, and do those different things just to see what is their value and what are they going to hold true for themselves.
Do you have any other
No.
What would you change about the parties at UCO?
So like when you parties, meaning like parties that happen around campus?
On campus, yeah, that you guys organize. What would you change about it if you could?
So, and just so that I understand fully, parties as in like the different events that we plan, correct? Okay. I would love to try to find a better way to reach out to our commuter population a little bit, because UCO is a big commuter population. I would love to see us try to reach out to commuter students or find a way to draw them back to campus or want to come to campus. So I like, that's one area and one population that I always am looking at. How can we reach to them and really attract them to come to our different events? Trying to think of other things that we could potentially change. I know one focus of our office coming for the future is we want students to want to come to our events for the quality that is going to be happening versus maybe a t-shirt that they'd get at the end of the night versus like the promo item that they'd get. So we're trying to find ways of how do we prove to students that this is a fun environment, that where you don't have to get something, but they'll walk away with maybe a new friend or a new experience on a ride that we brought, stuff like that.
And what do you think about transport services at UCO?
So our transport services?
Yeah, like the general transport for people who don't have cars.
Oh yeah, okay. I think it's nice that we have a bus system that comes to campus and then we'll take students to the different areas. I think the hard part, I've looked at the schedule and I've even tried to take it once, and it ends kind of early, so I think that's a really hard part of it. I think it's awesome, but I wish we could find a way to maybe expand hours, and I know that they probably do it because of demand, but and the cost and everything, but I think it would be hard. From my perspective, I think it'd be hard if you didn't have a car on campus to be able to go to different things. So I think that would be the hardest part. But you know, it's nice that we have Uber and things like that that make it a little bit easier, but still makes it difficult for a student who would commute or doesn't have a car.
How often would you find yourself needing to travel off campus?
For me as a professional. Well, we go off campus quite a bit just because we go out to the various stores around Edmond and Oklahoma City to get a lot of supplies for our events. So earlier today I was running errands and we were in Oklahoma City because this weekend we're going to the zoo, so I had to go there to get tickets, and we had to go get some other things. So I go I'm trying to think. Not every day, but it's close to every day that we are going somewhere to run errands. Yeah.
So, do you think UCO should provide free transportation to OKC for the students?
I think it would be a nice benefit, depending on I think they would definitely have to look at what would it cost, how many students would actually use it, look at all that kind of stuff. But I think it would be an awesome opportunity to offer to our students to see if we can make that work and make it cost effective enough to be able to do that for the students, because I think it'd be an awesome service. And I know for SPB, when we will do some off-campus events, and we've been trying to ask if someone would need a ride if they attend an event, because we know not everyone has a vehicle, and we don't want that to be the reason they can't go to the event. So then we've had student volunteers that say, or they find a friend, we help try to find people and connect people to carpool to different events, because it would be hard to go to those things. So it'd be nice if they could offer it in an ideal world, right?
How do you think the students will react if UCO provides free transportation to OKC?
I think they would be really excited, because college students aren't rich, right? You guys probably all can relate to that. I remember when I was a college student, so especially if I had a car and they offered free transportation, shoot, I'd want to take that. So it would be cost saving to all of them, and they could experience a lot of different things that OKC has to offer.
And last but not least, which places do you think students would like to visit if transportation is provided?
think like the Adventure District within Oklahoma City is pretty awesome because it has a lot of different things from the zoo to the science museum. They have like little lake area, like they just have lots of things. Or the boatfront property, the riverfront property that we have, where we have a boathouse down there. I think that's pretty awesome because they're expanding that. They're doing the whitewater rafting experience there. So I think students probably would like going to those things. I would even say like maybe to the malls. Like I think that would be a good option too, to provide transportation to Penn Square, even Quail Springs. Like some of those different places would be a nice option. So those are the ones that stick out in my mind, definitely.
Alright then. You have any questions?
I think that's all.
Okay.
If UCO was to provide free transportations, what do you what are the challenges that you guys will face if they provide transportation to OKC? What challenges would you face?
I think it would change. Like, I think it would. We'd have to see. In my mind, I think it would draw students away from campus a little bit, and so I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think it would change like. When would we do like evening programming and stuff like that? So maybe if they offered it on the weekends and then we tried to provide other opportunities on campus during the week or something like that. I just think if we did free transportation all the time to OKC, it would definitely change who would attend our events, how many students would attend them, things like that, just because they have the lure of being able to go to the city for free and do whatever they want. Yeah. So I think that would be the biggest challenge, probably.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You don't have any more questions?
All right, that was easy enough.
Yeah.